Hello, good day, everyone. Welcome to join the online study group. Earlier, you are watching a video that was our recap of the online study group in the past 10 years. Because on March 15, we're going to celebrate our 10th anniversary. So it was a very great event for every one of us. So you are more than welcome to join us on March 15th. In the past 10 years, we did a lot of great effort to recruit many volunteers. Our common goal is we encourage and we talk about the Ciji with others, and we uphold our initial aspiration, and we believe we all have the potential, and we work on diligently to spread Dharma teaching. And this poster, you can see the volunteer sister Jingyang. She is an elder volunteer, and she will join online start group next week, and she will be here. So please invite more people to join us next week. And now you can see the poster. This is a student recruitment on our Ciji College, and please pass this information to the friend and your relatives, and hopefully you can have more students to study in our school. And now this is a Be a Better Self program, which was made by Dalin TV. And today the speaker is Chen Yuxiang. She is a pianist. She says when she was 5, she was scared of eating meat. And when she was 22, she and her mom became vegetarian. It can purify our mind and make it clear, and it helps our stamina. A concert usually takes 2 hours. Therefore, the stamina is very critical. So you need to keep your mind clear to go through the entire process of the concert. Being a vegetarian is one of the best things in my life. Also, show the respect to the nature. So this is a very famous pianist, and she said when she was 5, she was a little bit scared of eating meat, and so we pray everyone live in a peaceful world. So you're welcome to join us to be a vegetarian. So we pray everyone live in a peaceful world. And Jin's everything told us that we should not treat the difficulties as resistance. Instead, we should treat them as a preparing force. So every time we remind ourselves that the Master Zhen's ideal talents are those who are humble but not arrogant, self-esteem, and cultivate virtue, and we work hard, and we work harmoniously with people, and we show our good manner on the speech, and we focus on the general matters, and with these characters, Master Zhen will feel relief. So we wish everyone can be Master Zhen ideal talent. And now, so please put your hands in front of your chest and say, Master Zhen, please be relieved will be your ideal talents. So every time Master Zhen will give her feedback with her thumbs up. So we may follow the gesture and show this thumbs up to the one sitting next to you, or give the thumbs up to give you the blessing for yourself. So we are messenger. We are Dharma messengers, and we preach the Dharma teaching and the Master Zhen's teaching. So on October 21st, the Master Zhen's expectation, she said that she is blessed because there are so many disciples who pass on Dharma teaching and did things for Buddhism and for essential being. So the good things to and do the good things to benefit others. And as the saying say, through the interpretation and the written translation, we will get more familiar with the different language. And today is the first week of the month, so we will have English, Cambodia, and we have Japanese, and we have Malay, Taiwanese interpretation. So this poster, you can see those are the interpretation team members in Kaohsiung translation team, and then this is the team members for the Cantonese interpretation, and the volunteers for Cambodia interpretation. Okay, and then the Taiwanese interpretation. Thank you for those brothers and sisters' dedication. And you may notice that actually we increase a few persons to join the Taiwanese interpretation. So let's give them a big hand. And some of them are responsible to do the interpretation for every other 2 weeks. Thank you for everyone's dedication. And those volunteers, they are from Taiwan, although they may be located in the different cities. And now this is a volunteers for doing the Cantonese interpretation. And now let's take a look, see the feedback that we received from Brother Wenqing. He says that he was impressed about Jian Shouxing's sharing. And he was doing the English interpretation for Jian Shouxing's sharing. And he says that Jian Shouxing's TV program, All About Health, is his favorite TV program. Although it was only a short program with 10 minutes only, but you can always learn so much from this program. And on February 8th, Jie Wenqing impressed about the Jian Shouxing's sharing, and he realized that not only did he has achievements in medical skills, but also successful in medical education. And during his sharing, Jian Shouxing also mentioned one touching story. He said that Dr. Lin Beijing in Taichung Shijing Hospital, he helped a patient with financial difficulties. Dr. Lin not only let the patient feel at ease to have cancer surgery, but also gave the patient money before the patient was discharged. So the superintendent Zhan did not know this story until he received a thank you letter from the patient. So it's a very inspiring story. And now let's take a look about Lu Jingshu, Sister Lu Jing's feedback. She was talking about Sister Liang Fen's sharing. She said that Sister Liang Fen was doing a great job on the Ziji's mission. Liang Fen's sister said that when she looked back her first half of the life, she actually did not pass the test because she did not make a good use of her life to benefit others. But after he joined Shiji and become a certified commissioner, she invited her children, her driver, and her man all came to Thailand chapter to clean everything for Thailand chapter, as well as the recycling station. And on the top of that, in order to take care of the Thailand chapter, she even moved to nearby and invited her husband and the daughter-in-law become certified commissioners. And once there was a volunteer lost her only grandchild, and Sister Liang loved invited other volunteers to help this sister to through this tragedy. So Li Junsu feels so blessed and proud of her. And now let's introduce another team from online study group. This team is providing the hospitality to all the speakers and the readers on site. And so stay with a beautiful person, you will be more beautiful. Likewise, stay with a happier person, you will become more happier. And stay with a wise person, you won't get lost. So we always learn from others to make a better self. So let's work harder together. And when I start the online start group, I make a vow. I make a vow. I hope that through the different platforms, we can study hard and to preach Master Zhenyan's teaching, and hopefully more people will understand about Ziji and then join Ziji. Now we go to the next section, is the feedback we received last week. We received about 128 messages, and we pass on for resharing 79 times. Let's give them a big hand. So no matter where you are, please give us your feedback. Those are the encouragement and aspiration to all the speakers. When the speakers that we invite, when they receive those feedback, they are all very impressed and touched. And now we can see the feedback on the Sister Schumann's presentation about a guiding reader of Master Zhenyan's story. Most people, they admire Sister Schumann. They say that with the gentle voice from Sister Schumann, it really brought our attention and presentation about the climate change, climate issue is a big lesson to us. And Sister Wenqing is a good writer. She shared the story of the first 5 disciples who followed Master Zhenyan and practiced firmly. Wenqing said that she was always heard that if there is any possibility, you should come to online study. You should come to Kaohsiung Jinsihou and personal experience the study group. So finally, she has the chance. So she came to online study group and gave us a wonderful sharing last week. So Yao Shijing says that Wenying's writing is always inspiring and encourage people. And also the affinity with Master Zhenyan is very touching. And our editor she says that whenever she had difficulties to move on writing, she always look at this book, and then she can always get the strength and to move on. The story between the 5 disciples and Master Zhenyan are really inspiring. And not just make the vow, but with the strong faith, they took actions, they do the good deed, to benefit all the essential beings and help the society. And then the feedback on the sister Zhen Rujing. And she is the first author in the Meet the Writers section of the online study group. And she has written 3 books. And actually, Zhen Rujing, Sister Rujing was a great life warrior. She worked in the many different jobs in the past. And she also experienced life and death many times. And now let's look at the feedback we received for Brother Gezis and Sister Cixin's sharing last week. And they said that both are kind, and their book give and receive the rejoice are also very inspiring to everyone. So thank you for those participants give us feedback from different countries. You can also leave your feedback on the YouTube platform. And we appreciate Sister Yu Mei from Malaysia. So she says, not easy to write a book, but Sister Wenqing did it. She used 6 years in writing, and I believe this book must have great stories from the abode. So hopefully this book can be translated to English soon. So she was talking about Sister Wing's sharing last week. And she was looking forward to receiving the book with an English version translation. We also appreciate Sister Lambia from Canada. She says that the book of read in the online study group, the front page of the book is very amazing, and we're looking forward to receiving this book. And now you can see those are the pictures drawn by Elizabeth from Malaysia. All the speakers all like this picture very much. And now we're going to call out to the sisters in UK. And she is not in UK right now. And Sister Suzhen is a documentary volunteer of the online study group. Let's take a look on the videos first. So this video is telling us there was a resort place in Poland, and because of COVID-19 pandemic, there was no visitors. So during the COVID-19 pandemic, there's a resort place accommodate 26 refugees from Ukraine. The manager says, is money important? We are a small association, but everyone helps each other. For us, money is not the most important thing. We are the NGO member. Not only do we help Ukrainian, but also help locals. So there is a resort place, make a good use of their facility to benefit others, to accommodate the refugees. So like the people in this video, the refugees says they are grateful to able to settle here temporarily. And when you see they are doing well, and that was the most important thing. And so this was a report by Sister Wang Suzhen. So when you look at those related videos, you probably didn't see Wang Suzhen on the screen, but she make this documentary.
So every one of them, they know the bottom.
So Sister Liang Xingling, she says like this blanket was made by the water bottle and recycled by many Tzu Chi volunteers. So when you receive this blanket, you actually already have so many friends. So because of the hour difference, so right now it's probably 1 or 2 o'clock in UK. And this is a distribution a couple months ago. So Tzu Chi volunteer provide love to the Ukrainian refugees. So documentary volunteers dedicated themselves to do the great job. So with those documentary records, then we can know that the Tzu Chi's effort, Tzu Chi's love is everywhere. Now this is another video telling us that the Tzu Chi's volunteers provide their love to the people who live in the traveler park. So Wang Suzhen, she said that because of the COVID-19 pandemic, we couldn't come to visit those underprivileged family, and this young man, he said that not many people like to talk to us, let alone give us things. But Tzu Chi is different. So even the little thing you brought to us, it meant a lot to me. So with the winter distribution supplies, we attach a charm, and this character in Chinese means love. So volunteers explain the characters, the meaning of the characters. So we are really touched and grateful. This was happening in UK. UK is a rich country, but yet there are some people who need help, like those people, we call them travelers. So when we schedule the speakers to give us their sharing on our online star group, we always give them. We always arrange it 1 month, 1 year ahead. And Wang Suzhen is also our team member of the Serbian written language. So now we're going to invite Wang Suzhen. So let's say password and to welcome Wang Suzhen. So I'd like to stay with you because you have positive energies. So let's welcome Wang Suzhen. So Suzhen, you needed to turn on your microphone and use the full screen of your PowerPoint. And Suzhen is in UK right now. And the other volunteers in UK, they were in Poland to provide the relief aid to the refugees, provide to Poland. So right now it's 1 o'clock in the morning in UK. So hang in there. Now you can start your sharing. So let's give her a big hand. Okay, thank you very much. So, dear Master Zhen, Masters in Jingse Abo, and all the Ziji sisters and brothers and online study group. Today, I'm going to share a story about the topic is with love we irrigate the Buddha sea. So, in UK, there are some people, we call them gypsies, and gypsy is what the British call for them, with the meaning of discrimination. They call themselves Romanian people. They have wandered to England from other European countries for more than 600 years, and most of them does not have an identity, and they use caravans to wander around and camp in the uncertain places. Although government provides space and a simple facility to help them, but in the reality, they are still ostracized by society. And the children are bullied in the school, so they can get a good education. They usually rely on odd jobs to make a living and are isolated from generation to generation. In 2015, the city of York had a severe heavy rain and flooding problem. Yeah, by the end of 2015, they received a devastating the devastating disaster. So the trailer park are all affected, and 20 gypsy families live at the trailer park. They are forced to left before Christmas Eve. And that happened on the Christmas Eve in 2015. So after 6 months, they came back later. So when Ziji volunteers received this news, we started with emergency relief and visit them before Christmas. So in 2016, we held 2 cash distributions. And at the same time, we also introduced Ziji. And on the screen, this was we give them the cash relief. And when they receive the charm of peace, although it doesn't mean anything to them because they've been suffered so much. And then on the Christmas Eve, we paid a visit to them again. We also brought the bamboo coin bank, and we explained the spiritual meaning of the bamboo coin bank. So door to door, we give every family a coin bank. So let's take a look and see how our Ziji volunteers introduce the coin bank. So we told them that the little money, even the coin, even a penny, can save the poor people, can save the people in need. So we just try to inspire their kindness and compassion in their heart. And then next year, there was another family live in caravan with a fire broke out. And from Facebook, Shijing volunteers knew a charity raised money for them. So immediately we went to find out the truth, and knowing that this family has a 21-year-old daughter with a physical disorder problem. So we decided to help and give them supplies. And in 2017, during the Christmas Eve, we visit the family live in the trailer park. And so we came to visit with a surprise. And someone saw Ziji volunteers' car and immediately shouted, "Here come the Chinese! Here come the Chinese!" And before we got off the car, many people with pajama, without the wearing coats, they rushed up and gave us their bamboo coin back. We were so touched at that moment. So let's take this video. So those are the coin banks that they've been accumulated for a while, and we did not expect that give us this. We did not expect that they took our word and donate money. And so when we received this money, we donated to the family who has the fire broke out. And in the year of 2018, we brought a big bamboo coin back. Still, many families they give us their coin back, and in 2019, still the same. So start from 2019 and 2020, there were 3 years we couldn't come to visit them, and we thought that they might forget about us. So after the COVID-19, this was the last year. This was the last year, December 31st. We came to visit him again, and this granny was ill. She was sick, but still she came out to give her donation, and you can see they keep all the red envelopes, they keep all the charms that we give to them. And there was a single dad with a Parkinson's disease. He didn't show up when we first provide first cash relief, and so we visit him after that. And he said that I was very moved after reading Jing's aphorism. I want to learn be a good person because I have done too many bad things before in the past. So he learned more about Ziji through Facebook, and with the Jing's aphorism actually can transform his life. And now this is another young man. He lived in he grew up in the trailer park as a child, and he tried to move to other place and start a new life, but then he moved back in this familiar environment. He said, "My uncle told me that a group of Chinese will come to see us by the end of the year. Not many people would help us. every time Tzu Chi volunteer came, brought things to us. He chatted with us. This is great. It meant a lot. So actually, Tzu Chi had been carrying these travelers for 7 years. So the little boy has grown up to a big boy, and the people are getting older. And the granny with illness is getting more weak. So that also gives us a lesson that we should seize that every moment to plant the good seed. So with people, with our heart, we irrigate the seed in their hearts, and we believe that this special seed will also grow into Bodhi forest in the future. Thank you for your sharing. So documentary volunteers did a great job to keep all the good story. So from the video and from her sharing, we can be inspired. So when Suzhen gave us the sharing, her the good friend in UK immediately give us the feedback, although they are in Poland. So what time? So right now is 2 o'clock in the morning in Poland. And we have a Shijing from Thailand, from Tainan City. He says that when we see people suffering, we treat them like our suffering. We also had feedback from Malaysia. So hopefully we can spread the love all over the world. So although it's been for 7 years, but we believe that we will continue to we will continue to care and help them. Although it's a little effort, but by accumulation, it really can create a bigger strength to help people. In Shijing in Taipei, she said that in some of the countries, we may not have many volunteers. So every Tzu Chi volunteer, they take a lot of responsibility. So on March 15, please invite and please come to Jingsi Hall online study group to celebrate our 10th anniversary. So thank you for your sharing. Thank you for Suzhen. Thank you, Suzhen. Thank you. So it's a good story that we learned that Tzu Chi has been carrying these people for 7 years.
So it's very great to have like Wang Suzhen's sharing with us. And she is also a documentary film in the UK, so you see how wonderful person she is, right? And as we see the like a PowerPoint here, then I really encourage everybody to just spread the great love and save the refugees from the earthquake in Turkey and Syria. And we are doing the fundraising thing. Okay, what is touching is that it's been a very long time that we haven't just gone on the streets and ask for like people's great love on the street all over Taiwan. And we really encourage a lot of volunteers and like citizens on all the streets night markets, and I just say anywhere that is crowded with people, and we really receive a lot of positive feedback, right? And let's not let's not underestimate the positive effect, right? This morning I heard that a lot of people really give their changes or some kind of a small money to us, to our volunteers, right? And you see, no matter how much the money is, this is just a great love, right? And let's really give the great love toward everybody that need us. And if you have if you have such a positive thoughts, right, and please give it to us, right? Okay, and in Kaohsiung, and I really also want to tell you that a lot of our volunteers in Kaohsiung possessing like a great love, really make a lot of like a delicious food, like a snacks, right? In a charity sale. And how touching this is, right? And yesterday on TV, and we know that we have very touching stories on Dai TV, and this is a very common story as we hear like a school Mena Hill, right? And this is also a way for us to collect like a Lotus Sutras, right? And now so far on March 1st, we have collected over like 50,000 like Lotus Sutras, right? And this is an evidence that our great love is being spread all over the world. And this is the power that we really need to better our world. And this is a donation that we use to do the relief jobs over people who need the money. The money is not for us, right? And we just serve as a media to serve the money to whoever needs it, right? And we have been doing this not only because of the Turkish like earthquake, but also people, anybody we say that need us, right? And let's go over to our like Jinsi product right now. And here, this is the herbal drink, right? According to our superintendent Lin's sharing, and we know that our like development team has been doing their best to just develop the ingredients of our like herbal tea, okay? And another product is about the blanket, right? And we use like 32 like plastic bottles which were pure, and we turn this into the blanket, and the size is 157 centimeters in length, and it feels smoothly and is easy to wash, and it is against like allergy, and we say this is eco-friendly, and this is the Da'ai, like a blanket. And everybody, you can see this. This is just a blanket. You know this very well, right? But I want to tell you, this is also very special. And why is it so special? And we make it better. It's more different from before. And you feel comfortable when you use it, and it is like a pest. It is like an anti-pest, and it is soft, and it feels smoothly. And you buy it, and we just donate the money to people who need it. So you feel comfortable, and the others who receive your help also feel touched. And thank you very much. And on March 15th, right, and it is our 10th anniversary, so we will have a lot of gifts for you if you come over here to Kaohsiung. And here the postcard says that yeah, it's okay that we don't have any power, but we need to influence people through our positive like influence, right? And here are the feedbacks last week, right? And we have a reader, and he feels that this is a wonderful team in our online study group, right? And we also have like a positive feedback from Si Yao's sharing in Dominic, right? And after her sharing, we realized that, okay, we do the Spanish translation, and actually we can just read it, we can just hear it, but it is really kind of hard working so that the people can just hear and see, okay, the PowerPoints and hear the Spanish translation. And it is really related to the Infinity Sutra, which is that, okay, one seed can like a spread to like a numerous, right? And here we also have a positive feedback from Hei He Guanjian, and he says that he is so touched by Zhang Jianhua, the doctor from like Taichung Ciji Hospital. And although they just learned something about the medical like terms, but through the minimal invasive surgery, and we really learn a lot of like where patience and like a great love and the tolerance through all his sharing. Okay, and we really learn something through some like a tiny events, right? And we also have a volunteer from Beijing that says that if you really want to be a good person, and you have to really do well in your like emotion management, right? And once you feel joyous, right, and you can just give others a joyous appearance, so that you can just like you can have that influence, and you can just be like approachable to people, and the people would just gradually love you. And we have Wang from Shandong Weihai. She says that this is really important for everybody to have a kind of a pure media. And whenever she sees like our charity film on Dai TV about either like a promoting the vegetarianism or like environmental awareness, right? And she really knows that TV is a kind of a mindful media that does everything well to purify like a people's mind. And this is a kind of great team, and this is a media that really warms our hearts, right? And she also says that we just overcome all the difficulties and bring people the truth, right? And this is what a media person has to do, right? Just make a kind of an independent image of themselves, right? And this is kind of a positive feedback from China. And they not only watch our like an online study group Kaohsiung at the right time, and they also watch the recaps, right? And ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big hand to our positive feedback team. And maybe you are not our team members of our positive feedback, but you can also write on something and tell us like what's good and what you were taught. And we will just like post them right here. And now let's go to the next part, right? And do you know who she is? Okay, this is a guiding reader, and she is Lin Mingling, and actually she was kind of a character in a 大爱 TV 天下第一招. And I have known her for a while, and this is kind of a great thing that we have her as a guiding reader today. And ladies and gentlemen, we have Lin Mingling, and her topic today is with love we irrigated the Bodhi seeds, right? And everybody, good day. And I am Lin Mingling from Kaohsiung, and my topic today is with love we irrigated the Bodhi seeds. And actually, in Shijing, we have been doing good deeds for over like 50 years, right? And like half a century ago, Master Zhang, as we know, was kind of lonely doing good deeds. However, things gradually changes, right? Our great love has been spread globally, and it is okay, the evidence that we can't just underestimate our own strengths, and we will just develop our like a tiny strength into kind of a greater power, because we are just like fireflies, as Mr. Zheng mentioned, and firefly brings like a light, which means a hope to people, because it always shines itself in the dark. And unfortunately, however, natural law is that okay, everybody will just get old, but we have to still just keep the great love. And now let's take a look at the film. I'm very happy that now we finally have a home. And it is not yet decorated, but now we can feel kind of a sense of belonging. Then we have a place, okay, and we can do everything, and we can gather whatever in such a place. And this is our training ground. Okay, be mindful, everybody. And this is Du Junyuan, and we began from nothing, from zero. And I'm very grateful that with Mr. Zheng Yan's cause, and we carry our compassion and a very good thought and our kindness, as well as Mr. Zheng Yan's teachings, okay, like endurance and spiritual power. And we are on the way making a history of Ciji. And based on our aspiration, and we can just save the world. However, because of a pandemic, now I feel we are kind of distant, but it's okay. We still have the strength to do the good deeds all together. And thanks to Mr. Zheng Yan's blessings, right? And thanks to all the senior volunteers that opened up the strength and the path for us. However, I have to say that our first berry seed in Kaohsiung, like it was the first volunteer in the film, as you see, like he's getting old. Well, I have to say that life is short, but what is most important is that what have you been doing in your short life, right? And Ciji is a place that gathers everybody's strengths harmoniously, and we can just work toward one common goal all together. And we also need like new people, young people, so that our mission can be just long-lasting. And every Ciji volunteer has a seed in mind, and the seed, of course, will just sprout and the roots itself. And of course, we also have to protect such a seed, so the seed can be a big tree. A big tree can be a forest, therefore. And next, let's also listen to Mr. Zheng Yan's preach through the film. A tiny seed will sprout, grow to be a sapling, and become a big tree. And the tree will be gigantic and give rise to countless seeds. I'm looking forward to people doing what I say, that take a tiny seed and that sees the affinity to nurture, cultivate, and maintain the field of our heart. With such a seed, our heart will create blessings, and we will have a field of blessings in our heart. then we can create blessings and do good deeds in the world. And we need a seed. So let's sow a seed in everyone's heart, so that they will be aspire to do such good deeds. And this is a seed that grow into Bodhi trees, like a forest, therefore. In this way, we can protect our earth, and the forest will provide shade for the world. Thanks to Mr. Zhen's preach. And nowadays, right, our world is just like a burning world, and we witness disaster everywhere. And what can we do? We have to aspire. We have to wake everybody's aspiration up, right? And invite more people here. And let's all walk on the Bodhisattva way. And here I have one more example, that is Jing's Entrepreneurs Camp. And we arrange good curriculums, so entrepreneurs would just know the history of Ciji and our positive concepts, doing good deeds in their daily lives. And through this, we also bring them Buddhist Dharma. And through knowing the suffering in the world, and everybody will know how to cherish their own blessings. Now, of course, aside from blessings, we also have to cultivate wisdom. And cultivating only blessings, and it's like a white elephant putting on precious necklace decorated with pearl and jade. Well, and if we just cultivate wisdom, and it is just like a monastic practitioner that receives no offerings in their alms, right? And Ciji is a cultivating ground in the human world that provide us both blessings and the wisdom. And it is a Dharma door that focus on gratitude. Then, of course, we do everything, and we do all the things and give everything and ask nothing in return. And this is how we cultivate ourselves, right? And look at my a PowerPoint, and we have a lot of senior volunteers, and actually they are also the entrepreneurs, right? And through the Jingshi Entrepreneurs Camp, and they learned how to spread the Buddhist seeds, doing good deeds, right? And now they are senior volunteers of Ciji. And this is good news. And they are also shouldering a lot of responsibilities and the Ciji's charity missions. Not only do they do good deeds, they also bring such a concept into their own companies, right? So is it not spreading good deeds and good seeds in the world? And if we can just grow such a good seed in mind, and of course, as I said, it will just grow into big trees and finally big forests, right? So that our earth can be protected well. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening to my sharing. And Mingling really presents wonderful ideas through her beautiful PowerPoint, right? And now in this a poster, and you will know that in this PowerPoint, the picture was taken by Zhou Xinhong, our documentary volunteer. Well, I don't know how much you know about all the volunteers from the PowerPoints, but I know all of them, right? And they are the entrepreneurs that really do a lot for us, right? And I know them because, I have been showing love in their activities pretty frequently. And let's go back to my postcard here. And well, when Mingling was doing her presentation, and I really have a lot of like good thoughts in my mind, right? Okay, so you just saw that in the like inauguration of Ciji, I mean like Kaohsiung Jinsiho, and it really brought up a lot of like histories and stories in my mind. And in the future, if I myself have a chance to just tell such stories, right? And I will just let you know what I'm thinking just now, okay? And thank you, Mingling. And at the same time, and I also have some kind of positive feedbacks, okay, toward like a Suzhen's sharing. And if you also feel touched by Minling's presentation, also let us know, okay, and leave us like a positive feedbacks, right? Wherever you are, and you are more than welcome to let us know how you think about this, right? And Shijing and Wenqing had a wonderful sharings last week, right? And today I also received a lot of wonderful feedbacks about them. So if you feel anything, if you feel any good about such like items, like events, right? Please just let us know about them, right? Okay. And this is the month for our 10th anniversary of online study group Kaohsiung. Therefore, we will have a lot of the guests from all over the world, especially China and Kaohsiung. And I'm so grateful about all of them, right? And here is like a positive feedbacks, and it says that we have a lot of like people getting online in Beijing, in Heihe, and anywhere in the world. I'm so grateful, right? So please like our online study group and tell more people about this, right? And here is a message saying that, okay, we use the love as the like a seed of like a dharma, and we really just put such a seed in people's mind through exactly doing the good deeds, helping people, and it is kind of a learning of dharma. And actually, if we do this for a long time, then we will know that we are actually inspired, right? And Annie from Mongolia says that she is really grateful about like Minling's sharing, because we really are doing this job that is like cultivating like a seeds, okay, and turn them into like a Bodhi forest. And Yuru also says that she was so touched because of like a Da drama. And whenever she just gets into that Jinsiho, and she just couldn't help but just be touched in tears, right? And her mother told her that this is because like she has already found her way home, okay? And actually, Yuru is always like a good lady, and she is also part of our team members, right? I haven't finished reading her like sharings, but well, I'm actually so touched, right? And Jinsu from Thailand says that she is very, very touched about the presentation because of the gentle voice. And anyway, a good seed will finally absolutely turn into like a forest seeds, right? Okay. And Mingling is just a person like in the like a Da drama 天下第一招. Actually, she is kind of an introvert, and as I just invited her to do the guided reading, and she was kind of rejecting. But now you see that she's doing a wonderful job, right? And again, let's go to the United States for the catchy phrase in both, and see what they are doing. Let's go.
And we're in the city bodhisattvas have helped the suffering beings all over the world. And we the editor Ye Wenyin is very good at producing great and touching wording, and Jing, Sister Ru Jing, you are very great. You are battling with the illness, but you still take time to do good deeds. Brother Jisha and Sister Chixi, as they are from United States, and they led United States city works for many years, and let's give them a big applaud of. In the United States, and Chen Shuman sister, Chen Shuman, she is shared Master Zhang Yuan's teachings. Ye Wenyin, Sister Ye Wenyin, she is a very dedicated Master Zhang Yuan's disciple, and our Sister Zheng Ruqing, she is from the Las Vegas. She was in the gambling city, but she knows how to. She was very dedicated in the city work in the gambling cities. Sister Qixi, she has used the Dharma teachings in her family to share with her family about Master Zheng Yuan's teaching, and Brother Gejisa, although he was ill, but during his illness, he's still very dedicated to Chiji work. And on March 15 is our 10th anniversary, and I invited every one of you to come join us to celebrate this anniversary. And we have 10 language oral interpretation, and we are very grateful that we brighten our world on the cyberspace, and we brighten on we located our members on this world map. And we've already collected 50,000 lotus flowers. We hope that we could continue to do the fundraising to help more people around the world. And this the next
所以请大家持续来加入哦。我们那一天，我们的讲师陪伴团队即将用手语来展演，而我们的青年古筝演奏家黄宇璇也会莅临主场来做现场的一个演奏。我们的阮清水老师带着学生，然后要帮我们做出10岁的生日礼物，就是10个果冻花，所以非常的感恩哈。那在这边，我们幸福里镇，其中这个手作吊饰是用2年的时间，由台南团队来做这样的一个承担哈。那环保笔的部分，感恩我们的李鼎明师兄、若成师姐跟我们欢喜结缘，这一个有特别放进我们的 logo 的哦。再来就是我们有这样的专属 logo 的立体磁铁，是立体的哦，所以呢，你可以摆在家里的冰箱，一个挂在我们的包包里头。所以这是我们要跟大家一起来结欢喜的重要的事，礼赠跃上云端。当然，我们很希望更多的书友透过书轩平台，3月15日才会上架了。我们现在都没有拿到书，包括我，因为还在出版社印刷当中哈。但是确定跃上云端，所以到时候呢，请大家呢都请够支持，甚至呢可以你 support 我们，然后让我们呢有能量去跟更多人来结一份好缘，然后祝福这个力量，我们也欢迎大家的加入哈。所以跃上云端是我们人文事业传播长王志宏帮我们取的名字。如果您觉得这个名字取得很好，用掌声来鼓励一下好不好？哇，对，他就说你们就是跃上云端呐。哦，我说哦，对，跃上云端。所以这是上人的祝福，上人一开口，我们决定做了，就用不到半年的时间了哈，所以把它完成。 接下来讲师初级精彩至极，今天这个讲师你应该有一点熟悉，因为他来过，跟江干师姐来过，所以待会你们3个要一起上台。然后因为现在口罩令，其实你们是不讲话，口罩都可以拿下，没问题哈。但要认识这一位哈，不得了了。詹明珠到底是谁？哦，你可能不是很认识，然后但是跟他在一起的人就会觉得哇这样子的感觉哈。我是零废弃时装师，你敢讲这样吗？我们不敢，对不对？是我们没有guts吗？不是，我们就没有能力嘛。可是他这主题，我是零废弃时装师哈，你们3个先请哈，慢慢走，慢慢走。好，那这个文宣是谁做的呢？这个文宣的文字一定是谁？一定是我们明珠自己写，因为他本身也是人文真善美，所以文字他自己写。然后美编其实是我们台北的杜云恩，我们给他们2位掌声，拍拍手好不好？好啊，我告诉你他是谁，你来看这一个，你就认真看哦，一定要认真看哦，你就知道说哦，天哪，这么厉害哦，是。
And many people who doesn't want to show, who don't want to show their wear the same clothes in the public, but if you could use a little bit of tailoring technique, you could always wear new clothes. To unseam jeans, because of the thickness of the jeans, it's very difficult to unseam a jean. And we use razor blade to unseam jeans, and it's very time consuming. And all clothes, we need to put and patch them together. We need to find the same fabric, similar fabric, and similar color to put them together so that they look very fashionable. And when we patch all clothes together, we need to make them look very fashionable. And this is a very, very famous singer, Shijing. He wear the clothes made from storywear, and this jacket is made from many pieces of jeans. To patch up these jackets, we need to unseam the waistband from jeans and patch them together to become a jacket. Although every pattern could be put into production line, but because it's made from used clothes, so it's very hard to find exactly the same piece of clothes to put together. So everyone would get a unique clothes or garment, a parrot that you really like. Zhan Mingzhu, after she graduated from high school, she started to work in fashion design industry. And let's welcome Sister Zhan Mingzhu. She's from zero waste fashion industry. And you don't have to wear a mask anymore. And our stage, this stage, we noticed that there are many talents in Shijing. The very famous singer Bi Shujing wear the clothes made by Sister Zhan Mingzhu. No, she say, I was very impressed for what she has done. So she say she can sew and make many things by garment, and it's very easy for her because she is in the fashion industry for decades. But she is very humble, and when she go back to Jing's abode, she always go to visit our clothing department at Jing's abode. She is very good at fashion design. And her very good friend, two of her very good friends came with her. We love to be with you because you have positive energy. And can you use your remote control? And I am the Zero Waste fashion designer. Dear Dharma Master Shen Yan and all the masters in this abode and all the friends around the world, I'm from Taipei, Wanhua District. 24 years ago, after the earthquake 24 years ago, after the earthquake in Turkey, I joined the Shijing. In the last June, I came to Kaohsiung. And I came with Zhang, Sister Zhang. I came to Kaohsiung with Sister Zhang. I was also the author of this new book about our kids. We teach our kids on our own. And so we traveled to Kaohsiung to promote this book in June. It was last June, and now I came back after 8 months. I came back again. Last May, I retired. I've always been the fashion designer to tailor the fashion for. Also, I work in the department store to tailor the garment apparel. Last May, I retired, and I occasionally I take design work occasionally, and my design went on to the fashion week in England. So this is my boss. My boss is her name is Chen Guanbai. She is a very compassionate young lady. She has the passion to reuse the throwaway clothes to create new fashion by the used clothes. She say my boss thinks that it's very wasteful because every minute in Taiwan we throw away 400 pieces of clothes. So in Turkey, the Syrian refugees, children from Syrian refugees, they escaped to Turkey, and little children need to work in clothing industry to make a little bit of money to support their family. And so, my boss, she was very touched by Chiji's work in Turkey to help the Syrian refugees and those children. So she say that she thinks that it's very meaningful that we could use this zero waste fashion design to cherish this resources in the world, and also we could help to make contribution to Shijing. So I went to a very famous street business district, Dihua and I asked them. I saw the storyware company, and I recommended myself to them that I'm a professional fashion designer. I was that I could work in storyware. So they asked me to send them some samples that I've made. So after they saw my what I've made, they say that I was very qualified to work in the storyware. So I also after I joined storyware, I also the storyware also joined the Taipei Fashion Show Week. It was very time limited. I have to work overtime to help them to finish all the fashion design to be able to get all the fashion, the apparel, our garment done before the fashion show week in Taipei. I have to get everything ready. So my boss were very impressed with my work. And she asked me to work full time, but I told her that I wish that I could. I don't want to work full time because I want to have some time to work as city volunteer. And this is in October. The News came to interview me and my company. So and we were at W Hotel. We are doing the fashion show in W Hotel. This is at the lobby at the W Hotel, and the manager at W Hotel is from French. She is almost at 200 centimeters, a very tall person. And he is the W Hotel manager. He every time if he has a friend visit from France, he always introduce to people that to his friend that all his clothes is made from me, and this is on the right is a model from Japan. He wear the clothes that I design also. And these colleagues, they were very cute. We always accomplish things, impossible missions together. And we are at Songyan. We have our location story where location in Songyan, and it's a flagship store for storywear, and we would tailor made for our customer. It's hard for us to for our clothes to put into mass production because we have to recycle used clothes, and we need to find similar fabric and similar clothes that after we put together, patch together, it's fashionable. It's not just patch, just not only patch all stuff together, but we have to make it very fashionable. And I made the third clothes, patch up the third clothes within 3 days. And sometimes we would use the overstock from the fabric factory, and that would be the better garment that we could use, a fabric that we could use for more production line. But if we use the clothes from individual, we cannot put into the production line. And when I go back to visit Jing's abode, I always go to the clothing department. I always loved it to chat with Master Pei, and also Master Yang. Every time I visit Jing's abode, I would. She is now ill, but I learned so much from her, and all the spirit of cherish all the resources on the earth. And Master Yang always remember me that I am the person who wear 2 clutches, who handle 2 clutches by walking with 2 clutches. This is our the sustainable fashion in our Jing's abode. They have Jing's abode. The masters in Jing's abode, they wear the clothes with patches.
纪念慈师傅那一本也有收录我一些小小一篇，就是我如何去补那个慈师傅
why
30多年的
in the about why we call it sustainable fashion. Because the sustainable fashion, we always use the natural fabric, and most of the materials or most of the clothes in Jingsi abode are the cotton and very natural fabric. So after many times of washing the clothes, the fabric was become very thin and very easy to be ripped. And so there was one time that Master Deci said that after tons of washing the clothes, the clothes was very thin, and because she said that the older people was very afraid of the hot weather. So the master's clothes, I've ripped all the holes, almost like 30 holes, and I used the same fabric to patch the holes. And there was a young master said that give it back to Master Deci, and the young master told that the Master Deci said that the clothes was patched. It was repaired by Sister Mingzhu, and so the Master Deci came to find me and say express her appreciation, and I told her that you don't need to do that because this is what I would like to do. I came back to the abode is just that I want to help the masters a little bit, and that I can do what I can do, and to help masters in abode. And I think in Jingsi abode, I went back and the January, the 1st of January, the Master Chen, the Chen Shifu, she was in charge of all everyone's sheet and the pillow covers, and some of the brothers they need the more thick pillow cover, and I was recycled one piece of the fabric, and then I finally found another part that can be matched together, and I wait for the materials for 3 years. So the Master Chen Shifu asked me if I can help her to repair the sheet, and I said sure, and so I repaired and then redo the sheet and for the mattress and then for the pillow, and I used the so after I repaired the sheet of the cover, the mattress, and the master told, wow, this is like a new one. So and I was very happy that actually as you can see, actually even though I was in this fashion this fashion world, but I actually didn't buy a lot of clothes. As you can see that the clothes right now I'm wearing is that I bought it, I made it by myself 8 years ago. And I don't go out to buy the clothes because I don't want to wear any clothes that same as others. I cannot bear with that. And as you can see, the vest I wore today, and all those and this is the made by the zero waste fabric. So the fabric was recycled from the pants, and I collect this fabric from our recycling factory. A couple of days ago, I went to a wedding ceremony. I don't have the power and none of the motivation to do a new clothes for myself. So when Sister Meiyun asked me if I can come today, and I was think that even though I came to this clothes, I came to this part, I came here, and I don't need to do any new clothes. So even though I went to the wedding ceremony, I still don't need to do a new clothes. I just wear the clothes I made it 8 years ago. This is the sustainable fashion, I think. So our company is going to do some other projects. For example, many people, you should have a lot of clothes in your closet. So we can do something that to help you to organize your closet, because there should be a lot of clothes that you're not wear anymore or you cannot wear. And so it's just like our masters in abode, you can use the fabric, use the clothes, and then match with some other clothes, and then to save the fabric and to cherish the materials. So I think I don't have I should not waste any fabric or any materials to buy a new clothes or to do a new clothes. As you may not know that the fashion business is like the second biggest pollution to harm to the world. So and also we can invite some single mother to join in this business part, and then to teach them how to sew the clothes, or how to do the clothes, and then make them to earn some money. Okay, so we can invite your friends and your company come up the stage, and actually she's the toughest. As you can see, her clothes was so pretty, and there's when she go out on the street, there are not any one piece of clothes that is same to her. So as you can, and also the vest is very fashion, and so there are a lot of positive feedbacks from online. I believe that one of our sisters from study group, she said that your clothes are so fashion, and you can pass it to 3 generations. And also there's a feedback from online. Sister Mingzhu is credible. Your design is credible. You treasure all the used clothes. This is very meaningful. And that's the spirit of zero waste. And she said that this is that you can use. I feel very impressed. It's incredible because you use all the clothes and to make it zero waste. And also another person, she said that, oh, I was very appreciate your work. You are like a magician. And your design of zero waste. And the environmental work is sustainable. And we need to learn from you. But our sister May said that even though we still need to buy, we can still buy clothes from Dalin technology company because the fabric was also recycled from other materials from recycle. So now my clothes in my closet are from the Dalin 感恩科技 and Jingshu from Thailand. Thank you for sharing the sustainable fashion from our Jingsi abode. And also Sister Wendai from Hualien. And oh, you are a really good writer. And you also are very skilled. You also have good hands. You are the expertise of recycle, using the recycling clothes. You are a professional of making clothes. And also Sister Mingzhu, she said that she cannot work full time because she needs to take 1 week every month to go back to Jingsi abode to do the volunteer. And we're going to invite the sister, another sister, share her thought. Thank you. This is I met Sister Mingzhu, and I know her that I found her. She's very good at writing and making clothes. Oh, I didn't know that. I was very admired of her hard work. Oh, really? You don't know that? You don't know how good she is? Oh, well, I only know that she do a lot of things. Do a lot of work of material, sewing, making clothes. But I didn't know that she's the fashion leader. And I've read a report. They went on the street and then to ask people to donate money for the Turkey's earthquake. And they met the Ren Jiaxuan's father. And they met Ren Jiaxuan is one of the singer in Taiwan. Oh, so she met Ren Jiaxuan's father, and he came and then donated the money. And they didn't know they are each other, they are neighbors. So no, even though they lived very close, but they don't know each other. So just like Sister Zhang Gan, they've known each other for such a long time, but she didn't know that she is a professional of making clothes. And also just like me, I can talk a lot, or I didn't do a lot of things actually, but even though for example, I can talk a lot on the stage, but off the stage, I was like an idiot. For example, I didn't do the sewing things. I didn't patch the clothes. It's my husband's work. And also that, as you can see that, okay, so okay, all the families, good afternoon. I also came from Taipei, Wanhua. We live in the same district, but actually I know her from the above. And so I know, so I talked to her, I chat with her, and then I knew her. So she invited me to come with her. So I did that. And then because of that, I came to Kaohsiung. Actually, I came here several times before. So I knew the Sister Mingling. Just we are a family, even though we live in south of Taiwan or in north of Taiwan. So I can visit all the family and members in our study group. I will invite more and more volunteers to join in the study group. Thank you, Sister Mingzhu, for inviting me to come here. I didn't know that. You are such a great and talented person. Thank you for inviting me here and to know you more. Wow. As you can see, Sister Zhan Mingzhu, she is a zero waste. She is a sister. She's a zero waste fashion designer. Thank you for Mingzhu Shijie. Sustainable fashion is so good, and you can keep all the memories. Thank you for your hard work. We need more and more people to encourage our volunteers. And now we are going to invite Sister Shijing and Brother Wenqing come to Kaohsiung. And also we'll invite Sister Jimami. And actually I met her in a couple years ago in Singapore. And I was I don't know how to tell her that if even she's almost 80 years old, and how come I can't ask her to come from Taipei to take such a time and then just give a speech for 30 minutes. But she told me that if I'm alive, I will come. So because of that, I invite her to come to Kaohsiung one time every year. So also invite. So this time, Sister Ying, Shijing, and Brother Wenqing, they come. They'll share online, and also the sister from Yunnan and brother from the He, and they will come to share with us. Your master and all the family members. Hello everyone, I'm Shijing, and also named Ciya, given by Master Zhan and I'm Wenqing Jie, and also named as Jiyong, given by Master Zhan. So what is wondrous existence in true emptiness? So true emptiness, that we know that it also means the conservation of energy. And also the wondrous exists, this means that and it can be it can be sustainable. If everyone cannot understand, then we'll come to share a story with you. So as you can see, all the posters, all the stories from the positive, this is the feedback from our our friends from the study group. They write it down, and then and after all the written materials, we got the written materials. We need to ask Sister Chou to edit it for that. So, but in 2022, Sister Chou, she's so busy in her Tzu mission and her study, she cannot have much time to do that. So we ask another professional designer, Sister Yu Ting, to share this work. And so this is the chance. But actually, Sister Yu Ting, she's also very busy in her family work and business work. So it seems that there is a chance. So teacher may ask if there is anyone in China who can do the positive feedback. It's actually a exclamation point, not a question mark. So I think that all our families in China are very talented. So I was very brave and said, yes, sure, of course. And this is also an exclamation mark point, and it seems that I was so sure. Well, of course, I just go to the group and then call for help. So the first one is Sister Yang Ying, and she said, I asked her, can you do the posters? She said, have you ever do the posters? She said no, but maybe I got the Photoshop. It should be not so hard. And I asked her again, can you operate a computer? Is it okay with you? She said that, well, I cannot say I can do that 100%, but in Ciji, I thought we always keep learning to be capable of doing it, right? So she said, and then I was like, okay, so I was just doing that. And then when we start to recruit the more and more people join in, and then teacher may ask me, well, how about you just do the positive feedback for this week? Is that okay? It seems that we are like as cool as cucumber, and we are very competent or skilled at doing that. But actually, the fact is that we are just start to recruit the people. So should we say okay or not? But teacher may said again, said it's okay. You just take your time. It's just a process. So because what she said, it makes me settle down a little bit. So I said, okay. I just gear up, accomplish the mission, and I asked myself to finish the mission in 2 weeks. So I then ask all the members to study in our group. We talk, we discuss in our group chatting room, and there's a lot of work, a lot of things we need to learn from. We learned it again from the beginning. So cannot. Sometimes we met the problem. For example, we have some of them cannot download the software. So, for example, there was a sister in Yunnan. She said that she cannot download the software. So because of her computer is so old, she just changed a new one, a new computer. And also there is a brother He Yunjie. She asked his she asked his son to join this group, and she's a very she's worked so hard to do this work. And also there is a Mei Jiayao. She's a college student. We know her. Because of that, we're giving her the tuition aid. So a lot of more and more people come in, and so we study. We work so hard, and then I feel that the time passed by, and then it seems that the due date of the giving birth is coming. So why you call it the due date? Because I think it's like I gave myself 2 weeks, and I hope that the work can be accomplished. It seems that we have the draft, but still a lot of work, a lot of for example, a lot of humanities needs to be edited. So we ask senior volunteer Qiu Yu Shijie to give us some introduction. And so, like, just as you can see on the PP PowerPoint, see our work, all this work. Look, this is so. It's all come from everyone's collaboration. How impressed and how touched. Let's give them some applause. So I just like sometimes I think I'm in this team. I'm like a producer, but I'm also like a midwife. Needs to stay with them and then to help them to help them to get to give birth. And also, but not only because not only that, I'm the midwife. After giving birth, after the work came out, I'm like a director of postpartum care center to help to stay with them and help them to grow up in this team. Well, actually, I think your midwife, your director of your midwife, the role of midwife is Sister Meiyun. And so we need, actually, Sister Meiyun said that we need to encourage all these young volunteers. So let's invite Sister Xu Xiaoming came here and then invite her to share with you. Well, she said that Sister Xu Xiaoming, she shared. I was very thankful that you asked me to, or you give me the chance to join this fine art editing team. That I learned how to use the Photoshop, even though it's very hard in the beginning. But every time I learned something, I was so thrilled. It's just like I outdid myself one time after a time. It's just kind of joining of the Dharma. It's just like is just a proof of Master's Jing's aphorism that you don't need to look down yourself because everyone has affinity possibilities. And also Brother He Yunjie from Beijing. I've learned so many things. I've learned so much after I joined this fine art editing team. I remember the first time I did that. The first time I did a poster, I just need to add a oval frame of the author. I take a couple days, but I didn't finish it. But now I can do that. And after the senior volunteers guide and then also after practicing, I think I have more and more confidence doing that. And the third, I was very thankful to Sister Yao because of your hard work and after your encouragement, I realized that the sentence, I like to join with you because you have such a positive power. Thank you, all the Tzu families, and to let me have the possibility to cultivate a field of blessings. And also, I hope that after our sharing, and you can see on the PowerPoint, as you can collaborate collaborate with each other, and you can accomplish all the challenges. And I believe that Wondrous exists in true emptiness. Thank you for Sister Yao Shijing and Brother Jie Wenqing. And brothers, can you turn on your video? And okay, we can see you on the screen. This is hi, Brother He, and also when we start to do the study group, has asked me to pass the Dharma and then to cultivate the talented person. Just like the sister. Okay, so please turn off the voice of other volunteers. Okay. So please turn on your video, Brother He, and also Xiaoming, Sister Xiaoming. You can please turn on your video. During these couple years, there's still a lot of challenges on the road. Well, actually, we hope that everyone send the positive feedback to us, and then we can pass it out as quick as possible. And thank you, Chou Yu, sister. She did a lot of work. And then after that, and then Sister Yuting, she has a very young child, only 2 or 3 years old. And so every time she sent me her work, she always sent me on around 2 or 3 a.m. Okay, so and actually now we have the team from China. I was very thrilled that because there are so many people so many talented people that you can do this, you can do this work. And so we're looking forward to see all of you on 15th of March, our 10 years anniversary. Remember that. Please tell us please tell us when you come to Kaohsiung, please let us know. Even though you wear your casual clothes, you don't wear the Ciji uniform, please just let us know where you are from. Okay, thank you, because we really enjoy your company, and we really enjoy your company because you all have your positive feedback. Thank you. Now we are going to exercise. So everyone, hello everyone. Can you give us your feedback? Please stand up. Let's exercise with her. Let's exercise. Please exercise with us. Thank you.
好，来，各位家人们，老师，我们先来先祝福大家平安健康每一天。长照的主题曲来喽！是的。好，踏起你的脚步，一起来。蹒跚下踏步。
我完全不知道我在讲什么。我完全不知道我在讲什么。
还好昨天有请他吧。
但是我的电脑没有接网路线的，现在还是没有。对啊。因为电脑没有网路线，现在电脑没有，对不起。
照手牵手，心安自在快乐活，自己救。准备踏步，慈济常照大爱多，慈济常照感恩多，慈济常照健康多，慈济常照快乐多在一起。80少年数来宝，手脚并用脑筋走。艰难步道，花费文保公益桥，街头巷尾人人好。准备擦镜子往上，擦镜子往上，擦镜子往上，擦镜子往下点肩。就是刚健身矫健，儿童慕名显品显。环保志工跑在前，社区关怀不落后，苗师连苗连篇。擦镜子往上，擦镜子往下，擦镜子往上，擦镜子往下点肩。非常好，加油加油！志工傻傻叫，照手牵手，心安自在快乐活，自己救。准备踏步，慈济常照大爱多，慈济常照感恩多，慈济常照健康多，慈济常照快乐多。先给自己掌声一下。好，接下来轻练健身操，动作有一点点快，跟上没关系。踏步，来拳头上下，力量上下，准备手起操。准备交叉打开。跑步。往前。再一回跑步。换边。准备画大圆。打开
出来放光芒，
闪亮，
光照万物，万物生，
再一圈，
光照身体，身体长，
画大圆，
月亮，
尽量画大圆，手做圆
月亮
圈，
出来照四方，
闪亮，
光照心上是光明，
再一圈，
光照路上是方向。太阳、月亮有爱心，日夜帮人忙。全靠精炼健身操，身心才健康。太阳、月亮有爱心，日夜帮人忙。全靠精炼健身操，心宽精神爽。
1、2、3、4、5、6，换边。从头画大圆。
大太阳，大太阳，
再2个。
太阳出来放光芒，
闪亮，
光照万物，万物生，
再一圈。
光照身体，身体长。圆月亮，圆月亮，
再2个。
月亮出来照四方，
闪亮，
光照心上是光
再一
明，
圈。
光照路上是方向。太阳、月亮有爱心，日夜帮人忙。全靠精炼健身操，身心才健康。太阳、月亮有爱心，日夜帮人忙。全靠精炼健身操，心宽精神爽。心宽精神爽。
接下来休息一下嘞，再一次好不好？我数到8，你们就要一起喊呵。好，来试试看，来，开2、3、4，回来3、4，呵，太棒了！活动组祝福大家健康活力旺，心态健康，上盖赞，谢谢大家，慢慢请坐。
好，非常感恩哈，我们的活动组永远非常的活络，也有一定的口碑哦。那他们都是每一次来这一组的话，就穿着大爱感恩的，然后另外一组来的全部都是去环保回收站穿的，所以各具特色哈，所以非常的感恩。那刚刚呢，好，我刚才不知道讲什么，他突然问。好，闪神，我们非常感恩哈，这是辽国的魏，谢谢辽国的魏，希望你3月15号要邀约更多辽国的家人哈，还有在那个桃园的彭世国，他说默契无间的这个菩萨道理，就是讲的就是我们的慈心跟文心哈，然后这边。王明星马上讲，文清实今师兄师姐会栽培人才哈。那锦淑马上也给回应了，他说
And then they are very good in the cultivated new volunteers. With thanks to Sister Wenqing.
实今的部分来，我们日本的试验分就说啊，感恩大陆家人的实今文清，你们分享的。
In Japan, a family, with thanks to their sharing. And we always feel that we were shocked by their energies. And she will also represent it as Japan's family to participate in our meeting next week. And we have lots of sharing about the Mingzhu, Sister Mingzhu, about her professions.
我们简报里面，我们看到这里北京的陈林军。
So that's back to our Beijing's in October 12th. Okay, this is from the Beijing's positive feedback sharing to embrace the impermanence, hold on to the affinity, and change our destinies. And this is a very good spiritual growth lessons that he proved that the Buddhist doctrine can be also practiced in our daily life. And we really appreciate Sister Jocelyn and her mother that can accompany the Beijing's family. And she feels that Mommy She is a very best vegetarianism promoters. She make people so willing to adopt vegetarianism. And one time she was very honored to attend a lesson hosted by the Jiaxun sisters. She said that she can say it without difficulties, and she always made the audience can fall in love with her and to feel her charm and attractions. So when encounter the affinities in life, you always have to adjust yourself and to face it with confidence. And also the other feedback from the China Kunshan about the happy herbal funds, and thanks to the study group that took us to visit the happy herbal fund in Kaohsiung, Gangshan, and to feel these volunteers' energies. And he will also come to Kaohsiung study group next week to share with us. And also the Yang Yin from Sister Yang Yin from Yunnan, the Winds of Happiness. And with at that day, the presentation by the director Lin Jiande, how to tell story about Ciji. So because there are so many beautiful stories about Ciji waiting for us to tell it in the academic language. And after that presentation, I was so touched and wish that I can just put on a wing and fly back to the spiritual home in my heart. And we have more and more person that join our study groups. And even in Thai, they will come back to Taiwan to participate in our study groups. And I also promoted the vegetarianism. So every family's presentation, they come with stories. So there are so many stories in Ciji that we can tell it in a better ways. And I was happy about my daughter can also become a disciple for Master Zhen Yan. And her daughter passed away accidentally in her 20s, but they still continue to work on the Bodhisattva's path and follow Master Zhen Yan's steps. And we all promoted the vegetarianism together. And today we are going to welcome our Dr. Zhang Shunqin from Dalin Ciji Hospitals. Let's look at the Dr. Zhang Shunqin. He cannot arrive to Kaohsiung because he's very busy. And the topic he's going to share is the goodwill, the 5 power for the elderly. And look at this graphic designer was made by our Sister Chou Yu, that makes such a wonderful presentation. And we're wondering that the director will say it in Taiwanese, and we wouldn't be able to understand if he said it in the Taiwanese. And for some of the translator, some of the interpreter, they cannot understand Taiwanese, so it could be difficult for them to interpret their language. So we remind the doctor to speak in Mandarin during his presentations. So he's going to tell us about the 5 powers for the elderly. This is what Jewel encounters. And they were searching for their fathers because he got lost, because he suffered from the dementia. And like nowadays, we can install the we can install an infrared sensor at the door to prevent the dementia of the elderly from getting lost. We can let them carry a GPS position bracelet or make sure they carry a contact information at all times. The doctor said we should. He's not care about this part. So let's see the conversation between he and the patient. Is your heart jumping irregularly at all times? Well, I feel so weak. He treat all the elderly like his families. And after graduating, he started to devote himself at the geriatric departments. And nowadays, it's so difficult for us to accompany our family 24 hours. What I can do is to take good care of my patient and to reassure their families. So the point is, he is graduated from Shiji's hospitals. So we cultivate these students and also make them work for the Shiji hospital. Well, I'm dying. Why would you think that you're dying? It's just my imagination. You notice your imagination too. This kind of imagination could happen to a lot of the elderlies. Let's see how he accompanied his mom and his grandmother before he passed away. Shunqin asked me what was your concern, and I was worried about my mom is suffer from pain and wasn't able to say that. We didn't bring her to the hospital. We choose to palliate at home. And that day, my mom told me she slept very well that night, and I was very comforting to hear that. And the grandmom passed away peacefully, accompanied by all of us, all of our families. So for me, I feel that all this way, what I learned and the knowledge that I learned from my teachers, the skill can also help my family and help myself to. I was very grateful. And I hope that our medical team can help every elderly from healthy, illness, weakness, and disability to palliate it. They can enjoy an aging life in their own way. I like to be with you because you have positive energy. Actually, online, we are connecting with Dr. Zhang Shunqin. And through this footage that we can understand that he graduated from our Shiji University, Medical University. At the same time, he's caring about lots of elderlies. He knows that lots of the family are not able to accompany their family. But he's very grateful that his mom was taught by him that how to take care of the elderly. He was kind of sad and he missed his grandmother very much. And the doctor that we're going to present today, we can see he's a very energetic and very active person. Let's hear what he's going to tell us. Let's give him a big hand. Hello, Dr. Zhang. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. We can hear you loud and clear. Thanks to Teacher Meiyun. I'm so sorry that I couldn't be there because I am too busy. And I'm grateful that I have this opportunity to share with you the 5 powers for the senior citizens. Actually, I don't really speak Taiwanese very well. I actually learned it from the hospital. And So now can we look at your presentation? Someone does videotape him. So he has his partner that he is in front of the videos. So now we can see your PowerPoint now. What I'm going to share is so hello everyone and all the families, good afternoon. I'm the director, Zhang Shunqin. What I would like to share with you is the five power for the senior citizens. And what I thought when I see the videos, and for all the elderly people, if you're age more than 65, you cannot call yourself an elderly. You can still devote your efforts in your own way. And look at the Ciji, we have all these specialists that are good in the interpretation or to a tailor-made, and everybody devoting their specialties and their efforts that to help the Ciji's work. And it's not because we're older, we're not capable to do what we want. So what we would like to tell you is that if you still want to be capable in any age, there are some tips to help, such as all the sister brother participate in the study group and still prepare for the presentation, and lots of effort that devoted to these communities. So what kind of powers that we need in order to become a usable persons? So the geriatric departments come out with this mantra, and because Dalin, we have most of the patients, they are all the senior citizens, and we need to have five powers when we get old, and how to remain the power to keep ourselves useful to the society. It's just that what Brother mentioned earlier, the goodwill can bring strength. It all starting a couple years ago with the intention that will bring us the strength. Actually, after I graduated from high school, and I saw this beautiful poster of Ciji University's posters, and I think that, wow, what a beautiful poster! I really want to be there, and it's also a very affinity that I devoted myself to the geriatric cares. Hopefully that I can help the patient at the end of their disease. Maybe some of the patients that think they still can join the rehabilitation to restore their functions. So I went training at Chengda hospitals and come back to Ciji Hospital to participate at the geriatric and palliative medical cares. And lots of why there were brings a lot of wishes. When I was a resident, I took care of some patients, and I was sorry that I couldn't accompany till the end of their disease. So that comes with all these wishes. I wish I can establish the geriatric medical centers to help the patient, the elderly, to the end of their disease, and to help the old grown-ups from his life to death. I wish he can move a little bit more when he's still capable. But when he is not capable, I wish that we can still accompany them. And if he's hospitalized, I wish I can still take care of him at the hospitals. And I also wish a lot of people had the same wishes as me. So that's why we established this geriatric integrated medical center. And last year, we established this medical center. What we want is for all the aging, all the elderly people can live the quality life. And we're talking about the 5 powers for the elderly. And they were divided to 5 powers. This is called social power, dietary powers, output power, mental accuracy, and the power of mobilities. And talking about the dietary powers, we hope that we can perform the medication reconciliations to reduce unnecessary medications. And lots of patients, they took too many unnecessary medication, and which that keep them full just by taking those medicines. So we want to perform the medication reconciliations and also swallowing training and how to eat in the balanced nutrition. So we give them the nutrition educations. So we taught them that you can have little dishes like carbs, the protein, and egg. If they have bad teeth, they can use a steamed egg, or they can eat tofu. And anything that's soft that contains with lots of protein, and also veggie and nuts. Well, if they couldn't chew it, they can probably shred it, or even put it into powder, shred it into a powder, and make them easier to eat it. And if you eat, if there's an input, there's an output. So the output powers, and lots of elderly, we will give them the bladder training and also the bowel trainings. And lots of the elderly has urinary casters. So we hope that they can remove the unnecessary caster to reduce the infections. And after that, we will try to maintain their mental acuities, like preventing fall and also prevention of the osteoporosis. And if he can eat well and the bowel movement is well, then he will be able to have a good mood. And also we need to check their cognitive impairments or their depression tendencies, and we can set up advanced care plannings. We hopefully that the elderly still can be living an independent life. And the social powers for all the present, for all the patients, all the sister here, we can enhance the elderly's social skill to encourage them participate in community activities. They can devote their powers, devote their knowledge to help the societies. Like the senior sister that I know today, she can finally be a volunteer for Ciji. Even she's old, she continues to devote her powers to the societies. If she really needs cares, we have lots of resources like long-term care units, can help the patients. What if the caretakers has any burdens? We can also provide some support to the caretakers. So these are the 5 powers: the social power, dietary power, output power, mental acuity, and power of mobilities. With these 5 powers, they can still live within a quality life. Other than control their disease, we still need to maintain their functions. And in our hospitals, we have our different specialties that can perform a comprehensive assessment. And we have the social worker and the long-term care units that can help to evaluate the elderly's problems. And there are so many specialists in these 5 different powers, such as the nutritionist, the case management. The elderly is like old cars. The every parts, the cars could be have certain damage. So we need to combine all different specialists to provide treatments. So I often say a lot of disease is not matters. Like my patient, he has all different kinds of chronic disease, but he still work every day at farm, and she walk over to a hospital on his own. Even he has suffers in so many kind of disease, but he's still very energetic and very active. And despite what kind of disease that they suffers, they can still age in a quality weight. And the case I would like to share with you how to apply these 5 powers to help our patients. This is a case, an 85-year-old grandpa. He's married and as a widow. And the caretaker is a foreign neighbor. His past history is hypertension and Parkinson's disease, and he suffered from an accidentally fall to cause him a compressive fracture. So he performed a bone cement injection in other hospitals, and due to the dysuria, so a urinary catheter was placed on him, and he recurrently checking back to the hospital due to the urinary tract infections. So after the assessments, we will have all different specialists to have a conference together, like the psychologists and neurologists, with all different kinds of specialists to combine together how to help these patients, how to enhance their ability.
顺庆主任，你有听到我的声音吗？你现在我们主场听不到你的声音呢，卡住哎。
对，等我一下哦，他好像有一点。
请问一下，你这个是影片吗？但是你并没有传给我影片呢，所以你这个是影片吗？对，他应该是要播放影片，但是以后有经验，影片一定要给我。哦，有了。我有这个影片，你要看它吗？
I think we encounter some difficulty of your
你有听到我的声音吗？
Um,
你有听到我的声音吗？ 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 你有听
Are you going to play videos? Because we cannot hear them.
大家有听到吗？好，师兄，我跟你讲，不，主任，你要看那个阿贝啊，我有啦，我播啦，我播完你再讲哈。好，换我播。好，我播，从主场播。刚才他看到那个阿贝啊，我有。sorry， 对，你要播他对不对
？85岁的曾阿公罹患帕金森氏症，意外跌倒后反复住院。大林慈济医院跨科别合作，从床边到轮椅要去。
And this grandpa suffers from Parkinson's, and we have combined a lot of different departments, and we want to just get the grandpa's energy back, right? And he lives in Xikou, and we want him to be happier. Therefore, we provide him with like a stand-up like a wheelchair, and the grandpa is happily, living in his life, like doing the recycling right now. And okay. All right. And now I'm going back, and I will just share you one more video.
We can hear you now. You need to turn on your speakers. So now we can hear you now. Let's see how I can adjust it. It looks like the video, maybe you don't play the video again, so we can hear you better. So you just look at the PowerPoint that I share with you. So like when patients were hospitalized, we will enhance this 5 powers to enhance their
family can go to the drugstore to buy something to help the elder to train their swallowing. So after this training, the elder can improve their eating food power. And the social force training, the family member can have the family meeting once a while to improve the elderly, the social force. After the patient discharged back to home, the patient can walk without the urinary tubing. And the patient, we walk into the community to provide continuous home care, rehabilitation, community continuous health care. We combine the long-term resource link, home care, health care, cross-professional team. Here's the Dalin Hospital integrated geriatrics palliative medical center set up. The home care, the integrated patients can hospitalize at the 11th floor of the hospital. We take care of the patient in the hospital. We also take care of the patient discharged back to home. Here's the chart of the Dalin Hospital integration care, how it works. Now we have the family nurses to take care of the patients. We inherit and expect more young physicians and the nurses to join our group. We expecting the young physician and the nurses know how to take care of the elderly. We wish the elderly can live their own life. So we have very great inheritance and expectation. We will make the elderly live their own life, the life they like to live. In the past, the hospice have different physicians to take care of these elderly patients. But with the geriatrics, still continue to take care of the patients, even if the patients can still my grandma and the elderly patients in the hospital. We can make live their own life. This is my today's sharing.
那我们现场上其实有很多的长者哈，非常的感恩我们的阿公阿嬷呢，就真的拥有这样的家来做辣的哦，大家拜山都是来这里读书的哈。好，那现在请主任，你可以把你的那个视频，好，我们现在看到了，对，这样子，对，非常的感恩哦，所以真的这边。 我们北京的周蕊欣就是谁也不愿意啊，没办法，都有老。
We thanks Dr. Zhang sharing his experience. When we see the doctor and the patient's conversation, make the brother sister in Japan can understand the Dr. Zhang's geriatrics, how to help the elderly patients in Dalin Shijing Hospital. Dr. Zhang is so caring for taking care of the elderly. And we can know how the Dr. Zhang's how to take care of the elderly patients. We give the Dr. Zhang's big five, big plus. We take care of the old life. We cannot say if people older than 65 years old is old. When I was young, I want to write a paper about becoming old. I still don't have time to write it. If we do more in the Shijing, we can keep ourselves young. We don't become old as long as we do a lot in Shijing.
有一点点没有去注意把它念好。总之，我们非常感恩顺清主任用极精简的时间，不到30分钟的时间，让我们去知道假捞爱无浪，有愿就有。
We are so thankful for Dr. Zhang. If we have dream, we have power. Thanks, Dr. Zhang. Dr. Zhang is very busy. We thank you for doing this presentation online.
台湾每1分钟有400多件时下快时尚背后隐藏这么多要显示的问题，是心痛的数字。明珠师姐的分享，永续时尚不只是零废弃哦，件件作品都是唯一无二独。
There are so many problems behind the elderly.
感恩顺清主任用熊盖贺爱无浪关怀大家的老宝贝，大愿力、大慈力。
Thank you, Dr. Zhang.
让大家都在关怀中慢慢老去，不害怕遗忘世界，也不害怕被世界遗忘。最美丽慈悲的爱，从最初到最终，感恩有爱的遗忘哈。
We are being cared in the process of becoming old. Caring the old people is very important.
是，所以北京周蕊心照顾老人是不容易，吃喝拉撒睡要好好照顾到不说，主要是还要精神抚慰哈。好的。
Yeah, taking care of the elderly is very difficult. It's very difficult. Yeah, we need some spiritual comfort from the supporter. We have seen some feedback about the Dr. Zhang's geriatric, taking care of the elderly.
请导播回到简报。阅读近视品味近视，你有没有发现我们的近视越来越多的法品，无论是阅读的部分，或者是我们的要吃的部分，有非常多。
近视 has more.
大家多多的来逛一下，了解一下概况，然后呢，去争取到我们去想到我们需要的部分。那这个洗发精呢？也是用预购的，你可以到书轩来关照。那你同时也可以。
We just invent more products that are suitable for our human body, just like this a shampoo, which is environmentally aware, and we have Mr. De Jian that invented so many different kinds of products that safeguard our lives, right? And it is the love all due to her care toward Mr. Zheng Yan, and she invented not only this but also food and goji berry as well, and we eat them, okay? And we really have so many detergents. And a lot of washing powder and soybean milk powder. And now let me tell you what's gonna be happening next week, right? And we will have volunteers from Argentina, and we have Cizhi as well as his son, Li Ling. And Li Ling is our translation team member in German. And we also have Shijing coming to Kaohsiung, and we have Lai Ruiling, but she will be talking with us online next week. And it's gonna be a wonderful week for next time. So please always remember that let's just meet online on every Wednesday. And especially, on March 15th is our 10th anniversary of Online Study Group Kaohsiung. And this is a good news that we finally have our book published, right? And if you're here on March 15th in Kaohsiung, and of course, and we will show you this book. This is a very, very happy thing, right? And please just give us some kind of support or even sponsor on us, right? So we can let more people read this good book and form good affinities, right? And after the editor finish editing this book, and he says that okay, what is your, and he says that the main idea of this book is one quote that I often mention, okay, and we don't need to have like a very strong power, but we need to influence people positively, okay? And on the Bodhisattva path, if we only walk alone, it's kind of lonely, but if we can walk in groups, it's kind of a superpower. And I never hesitated to do whatever Mr. Zheng wanted me to do. Although I know it's going to be challenging, but I will just do them in a perfect way. So, ladies and gentlemen, okay, we have more than 30 volunteers internationally, and we have more volunteers and doing a documentation. So, let's give a big hand to everybody, whoever you see or you don't see in our group. And if you come also on March 15th, we will give you good gifts that day, right? Okay. So remember, like volunteers abroad, okay, please just come over to Kaohsiung here in Kaohsiung Jinsi Hall, and let's just see you on site that day. So, ladies and gentlemen, I like to be with you because you have a positive energy, and we will just work hard, and we don't wait to be perfect, right? And we don't need to have any superpower, but we need to influence people positively. And that's a wave goodbye to Mr. Zheng Yan and masters from the abode. Thank you and goodbye. And I will meet you next week.